There's a really big misunderstanding about confirmation. When I hear people talk about confirmation and how they talk about confirmation, I can always tell where people are in the trading process based on how they speak about confirmation. Why is that? Because there's been this proliferated idea in the trading education world that to trade a setup or a trend or something like that, you need this thing called confirmation. And the confirmation comes in the form of a pin bar or an engulfing bar or inside bar or whatever. So that's the general idea that's out there when it comes to trading price action. The thing is that when I hear somebody talk about price action in this way, I know exactly what level of trader they are and what level of trader they're not, because how somebody speaks about confirmation is very indicative of where they are in their trading process. If a trader is looking for confirmation that a trade will work, and they're doing this because they're saying, okay, we got to wait for a price action confirmation signal from support or resistance, well, where does this idea and need for confirmation come from? It comes from a beginner's understanding of trading. Why is that? Because beginning traders are looking for certainty in the market. They're looking for solidarity. They're looking for something really, really potent that says, I need confirmation. The reason why they need confirmation is because they don't trust price action. They don't trust their skill set. They don't trust trading as a whole. They don't trust trends. They don't trust reversals. They don't trust support and resistance. They don't trust price action as a whole. In the beginning, traders want solidarity. They want certainty. And because of that, they're looking for confirmation in the form of a pin bar or something like that. The pin bar confirms that this trend is going to continue. The thing about it is that this is something that professional traders have let go of a long time ago, and they have to let go of it to become a professional trader. The reason why that is because that idea of certainty, of confirmation in the way that the beginning trader is looking for it, that wanting things to be really certain, that A++ setup, where that comes from is a beginning understanding of trading. Professional traders realize they don't look for certainty because they realize it's an illusion. What professional traders are looking at, which is a different perspective, is probability. So if you hear somebody talking about confirmation, we want to trade with the downtrend and we're going to wait for a pullback towards resistance and a pin bar off that resistance as confirmation that the trend is still in play and we can trade it. How many have heard that story before? The reason why you've been told that is because the people who are teaching that aren't trading professionally. If they were, you would know this, and all professional traders would know this, because professionals aren't looking for confirmation signals via a pin bar. So if you hear somebody talking about that, you know where they are in terms of their level of trading. They're still a beginning trader themselves. And if you think about it, if somebody is talking about A++ setup, or they're saying, hey, we're waiting for a pin bar from resistance for confirmation, besides the fact that I would suggest running from them as far as possible because they're still beginning traders, you have to ask yourself, look, if you're only willing to wait for a pin bar or an inside bar or a false break, or if you're only willing to wait for those signals before you enter the market, well, then you really don't trust price action, do you? You don't trust trends. You don't trust price action context, impulsive versus corrective, volatile versus non-volatile. You don't trust support and resistance. You don't trust your own ability to trade. You have to wait for all these other things to be in place, and then this one final supposedly magical pattern, and supposedly there's only like 3 of them, which is amazing to me. This idea is actually out there, that there's only 3 possible ways that the market is telling you a trend's going to continue. I don't know about you, but that seems kind of absurd to me. It seems a little insane to think that a market that is so complex across so many players, across trends that continue, confirmation via a pin bar is an illusion. It's a beginning way to look at trading. So your job as a professional trader, you'll know you've kind of crossed the Rubicon and made a big leap in your trading when you look at trading in terms of probabilities, not confirmation in the ordinary sense. Confirmation, the way it's normally talked about, is a very dubious notion. It's a very slippery idea that doesn't really exist in the way you think it is. If you're constantly looking for those things, you're going to miss thousands and thousands of pips in a trend that's already well established. If you're looking for confirmation, you won't be able to make this trade and this trade and this trade. And that's, what is that? You know, like 240, 250 pips in a period of what, 3 days on one pair? You won't be able to do that.